remember 3 or 4 videos ago, earlier, I was talking about the electric service panel, and I was talking about the fact that this breaker was higher than 6 foot 6 inches, so it's too high. I'm going to walk that back. It is exactly 6 foot 6 inches. How about that? Now, I didn't get my toolbox out to stand on because we only have 4 screws. We're missing some screws. And so there we go. There's 4 screws. And then I was missing 2 anyway. I could have left them off the middle. But that's the way I chose to handle that. Also learned something. Remember I was talking about this labeling? I couldn't hardly read it. I was able to read this. The air conditioning unit. It's 50 amps. 50 amps. The video ahead of this. It says air conditioner. 50 amps. It's rated for 40. This fuse is too big for the condensing unit that was installed. What happened was that 2 years ago they installed a more efficient unit. It doesn't require as much power. They didn't change the breaker. And it's just a matter of changing the breaker. You don't have to change the wires. You're going down. So the condensing unit's overfused. The steps going into the house are not dimensionally uniform, and they're higher than 6 foot 6 inches. This door, okay. I'm not sure this door is rated for a garage application because of the way the panels are recessed like this. I just don't know. But what I'm really talking about, can I come in? You sure can, Mr. Fire. The door's open for you. They always make me feel so warm and welcome. I get it. Humor. But no, there should be springs on these doors so they close. Most home fires start in the kitchen. There's not a lot we can do about that. Or they start in the garage. And we can do something about that. We can do something about that. No, I get it. I took my spring off, because I'm carrying my groceries in. I made an educated decision to do a foolish thing. But a lot of fires happen in the garage as well. We're storing gasoline for our lawnmowers, our cars. You ever see, westbound lane, there's a car heading west on fire on the radio report when you're going to work in the morning. Cars burn. Lawnmowers, motorcycles, whatever you got in here. Fumes, carbon monoxide, not just fires, carbon monoxide too. So much for home inspection theater. This button is 5 feet from threshold, which is high enough. This is the control button for the door opener. Yay, we're at the door opener. That's what we're here for. This is what this video is about, among other things. So we've got our door opener video. We do not have a warning notice posted here. All right? We don't have a warning notice. Kind of instructions, if you want to watch a kid. These staples, they're supposed to be insulated staples. Coming along, we do have a pull handle inside the door. I like that. But what we don't have is we don't have warning notices on the corners. It's spring tension notices. Talking about that spring right there. This is spring tension notice. Alright? It's peeling off. And one in the middle, that might have been good in one day, but we're supposed to have one on each corner of the bottom panel. The optic sensors are not supposed to be farther from the garage floor than 6 inches. So the kid could fall in there, crawl through there, whatever. Cat. So the optic sensors are too high. We do not have spring tension notices, and we do not have a child safety notice. Saved by the bell. I wonder what this is. Good home, this is Bud. Oh, consumer law. Oh. Alright, sorry about that. We don't have spring tension notices. We do not have a child safety notice posted on the door. The optic sensors are too high. The control wires are not held in place with insulated staples. The manual door lock has not been decommissioned. Oh, man, what's going on? I know him. I'll call him right back. So, the manual door lock has not been disabled. You can close this door come home tired one day, forget that your door's locked because you were going out of town or whatever, it was a long trip, push the button, this comes up and it just wanks your door. It has an emergency reverse. It doesn't have an emergency go back. What else? We're also missing our pull handle, emergency safety pull handle. Get home, this is Bud. Really? Okay. No. That was senior citizens. Benefits. Maybe I should have reached that. So we're going to push this button here. Raises up. Our optic sensor is fine. Excuse me. Our courtesy light works. We do not have GFCI, which is normal. We kind of expect that with this vintage. We don't expect to see a lot of GFCIs on the garage door, on the garage ceilings. But it's a safety device, and so that's why we're calling everybody's attention to it. What I don't like is you're not supposed to use an extension cord. See that? Not supposed to use an extension cord. It should be just plugged straight into the ceiling. There's no reason for that power strip to even be there. Okay, I do not do block tests on garage. I disclose that up front. I only test the optic sensors. I've got instructions on how to do a block test. Those are good things to do, but my motto is to do no harm. Do no harm. So we're lowering the door. Yay! Those panels are bent right there. Can you see that? Not a lot. But they are. Bent. So what do we learn? We learned our optic sensors are too high. We learned that our wires are not insulated. We learned that we do not have spring tension notices and our lock has not been decommissioned. We learned that we do not have a safety notice. We learned that our safety pull handle release is missing. We learned that we're using a power strip for who knows what. We learned that we do not have a notice on the door here, by the switch, a safety notice by that. We also learned that our air conditioner is overfused. We also learned that we do not have a spring on this door. And we do not have a lawn sprinkler control. How am I going to operate the lawn sprinkler system when I don't have a control box? How's that going to work?